What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we're talking about college football with real fans. I'm Devan. That's Melo. And tonight, dude, we're freaking pumped to bring you a very special guest, dude. 5-star, top 20 nationally player. I think the best offensive tackle in the class of 2027. 247 has him ranked, I believe, the 20th ranked player nationally. And a top 1 or 2 offensive tackle. I should have known that. I failed, dropped the ball there, but that's okay. It don't matter. Dude's a beast, man. Maxwell Hiller from Pennsylvania. Maxwell, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We're good.
Blessed, man. Blessed. Been going back and forth for a minute trying to get you on here. So first off, we want to just say, dude, we know you're slam busy. People probably blowing your stuff up like crazy. I was telling you before we started recording that, bro, you're playing a position that's probably like the most sought after position in college football right now. So I can only imagine. So, dude, we appreciate you taking the time out to chat with us.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, man. So we chill around here. We just a couple fans. We love college football. So we'll just go back and forth asking you a couple questions. But I'll start off, and I just want to know, man, what got you into football? Did your family play football? Did your dad play football? Did somebody in your family do, or is it something you did on your own? And how long have you been doing it?
None of my parents or brothers played football. I have one brother. He's a basketball player. He's a little bit younger than me. So I've always wanted to play football. Like, I always loved contact since I was a little kid, and like bumping the walls, wrestling my little brother. And I was always too heavy to play. So we had a little league type thing back then. So it was like 90 pounds, 100 pounds, 130 pounds. And I was always too heavy to play. I was like 9 years old and I was like 135 pounds, so I couldn't play. So I had to play flag football until I was like 10. And when I was 10, they changed from weight to age. So then I got to play. And ever since then, I fell in love with it.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's funny. That's the same thing in New Jersey. We had Pop Warner growing up. I couldn't play football until I was high school, so I always played soccer. Like, that was the first sport I ever played. I'm actually mad that I quit, but in Jersey, soccer is a fall sport, so you have to pick one. What about in PA? Is it a fall sport there too? I think it is.
It's a fall sport, and in some cases here, it's a spring sport actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I knew I was always going to try to play football, and I ended up quitting. But it's the same thing. Like, down south, they don't have weight limits, which is crazy. You think about some of these little kids getting hit by these big dudes.
Yeah, my dad played soccer. He ended up playing at Coastal Carolina.
Oh, that's a great school too.
Yeah, I know.
What was your first sport that you played?
Basketball.
Okay, yeah.
I played Little League basketball at the YMCA when I was like 5 or 6. I was playing with my little brother.
That was my sport growing up, dude. I loved basketball, dude. So how many siblings you got, man? How many brothers, sisters, or whatever?
I have one brother. He's 14 years old right now. He's only a year younger than me, so we always go back and forth and stuff between sports, always playing against each other, tackling, wrestling, all that type of stuff. Yeah, it's great having a little brother.
So who's winning the basketball one-on-ones? I just got to ask that.
Basketball one-on-one is definitely him. He's a big basketball player.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He actually just got his first offer the other week from NJIT basketball.
Oh, yeah. I got 2 friends that played there, man. Yeah. But is he pumped?
Yeah, he was pumped. He was happy. It was huge for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Completely,
So I know you probably don't have a bunch of free time right now, considering, what you're doing now, but bro, growing up and stuff, what are some of your hobbies? You like camping? I know you like sports and football, so you can't say that. Playing cards, video games. What is it, dude? What you into?
I would definitely say video games. I always played video games with my friends and stuff. But another thing, I love to fish. I love fishing.
Heck yeah, dude.
During the summertime, a little bit of going into the fall, me and my friends will all go out on a fishing trip for a while, a couple hours, and come home. That's great. Yeah, I love fishing.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
Awesome. Chill.
Yeah. Well, we'll dive into it a little bit deeper here. If you can, man, take us back to that moment when maybe you or somebody in your family realized that, like, this football thing, like you playing football, that you had a future in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a chance for you to go play Division I college football and just you don't know where it's going to go. But take us back to that time, man, or just a roundabout time.
I was playing Pop Warner at the time. I got my first Division I offer in 8th grade from Penn State. So,
dang.
I know, right? Crazy. So, I was playing Pop Warner at the time still. And right after the season, like I was always my head coach was my science teacher in 8th grade. So he always had like coaches and stuff coming into the classroom, evaluating all of our players, and he would always talk upwards on me. Like, he likes me, it's my guy. So he'd always talk good things about me. And then one day Penn State came in, and I guess they were talking before class, and they offered me a scholarship before I even touched the high school field. So,
golly, dude, what was that moment? What was that moment like being in the 8th? I remember being in the 8th grade. I'm telling you right now, bro. I would have lost my cool, dude, bro.
Yeah, I was more confused than excited. Like, I was like, is this real? Like, what's going on? What do I do from here? Like, I was so confused, but excited at the same time. The first idea, I called my mom and dad, went in the stairwell, talked to them for a little bit. They were also confused. But, yeah, after that, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
So what is it like for you going through the recruiting process right now?
Busy, extremely busy. Yeah. I'll actually be on a call with Coach Day a little later tonight. I have a call with him set up. So yeah. I'd probably love to hear that.
Yeah.
Tell him the Buckeye boy said what's up.
Yeah, dude.
Gotcha.
And it's natty season this year.
Exactly. I know, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I was talking to my parents. They were confused too. And then, so ever since then, it blew up. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some things like I'm guessing now, like you're full tilt into it. I don't know if now like you're watching your diet and you're going to the gym and like you're training to be an offensive lineman, but like when did that start? Was it after that you maybe started taking things like real serious and you started training, and like, do you have somebody that helps you on the side, or do you just rely on your high school coaches right now?
So my whole life, I grew up playing running back in Little League. I was always the biggest kid and couldn't get tackled, so I was playing running back. Like, why wouldn't a coach put a big kid at running back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So then once I got to high school, obviously changed. I got in touch with an offensive line coach here. My head coach put me in touch. My head coach is actually, like, we know him outside of football. Like, his son's my best friend. My parents are good buddies with him. So, yeah, it was great. He put me in touch with my offensive line coach. We started getting like position working on the field and stuff like that. And ever since then, like, I fell in love with offensive linemen. Like, during Little League, I was always like, yeah, this position sucks. I never want to play this. And then once I got to high school, I fell in love with it, the technique. Like, it's so much more than just blocking the guy in front of you. Like,
right.
A lot of technique that goes into it and stuff. So I fell in love with that. Played it my freshman season, obviously my sophomore season. Everything went great.
So how do you feel going from running back? Has playing running back helped you in terms of being an offensive lineman, in terms of how you're blocking and knowing how a running back thinks?
Without a doubt. It's always good to know what the running back's doing, because then you can angle your body which way your running back's going to run. You want to form holes for him and stuff. And also another thing, running back definitely helped me out. It helped me move in different ways, get to like athleticism up, move my feet in different ways and stuff that transformed me into offensive lineman.
Right.
Yeah. So that's great. That's definitely great.
So watching your film, just based off watching your film, this is coming from a fan. I've watched a lot of college football, so I'm not some big time coach or anything, but I noticed you got really good feet, right? And it seems to me that you have a little bit of a mean side to you on the field. So kind of go through, if somebody were to ask you, what kind of player are you on the field? Can you describe us what kind of player you are?
Yeah, like you said, I love playing me and that little extra stuff after the whistle. I love that, shoving people. And when you put people on the floor, just finish them. You got to finish them. But off the field, you got to be a gentleman. You got to be nice. You got to be great. But once you go on the field, then you're allowed to be mean. Like, you have to. You have to. You know what I mean?
So that's one of the things me and Devan said we wanted to see from our O-line this year. We wanted an offensive penalty. Like last year, was it Carson Hinsman? I think he frog splashed the dude. It was either Carson Hisman or Josh Fryer. He frog splashed a dude, and they pulled a flag, and we were like, we want to see that again this year.
Yeah,
that's worth the penalty.
Sometimes they get flagged after the plays for like I don't even know what the call is at this point. They just throw a flag, I guess, for me being too mean after the play. When somebody's on the ground, you dive on them, give them a little extra street shot.
They probably wanted to charge you with attempted murder the way you block these kids.
Great. Hey man, so I don't know if you probably grew up watching some college football, maybe some NFL, but is there an offensive lineman, or it doesn't even have to be an offensive lineman, but is there a football player that you look up to in life?
Aaron Donald for sure. Like offensive line wise, everybody would say Trent Williams and stuff. I actually like Quentin Nelson. I like the way Quentin Nelson plays on the offensive line perspective, but overall player, definitely Aaron Donald. He's undersized, but he's a dog. He'll chippy with you. He'll fight and stuff. He does his job. He's the best at what he does.
Yeah. Have you ever got a chance to check out Orlando Pace's film at all?
I've heard the name. I've not.
If you get a chance, go ahead and check him out. He's who they named pancake blocking after.
Really?
He's the only offensive lineman. He played for Ohio State. He's the only offensive lineman to ever get invited to New York City for the Heisman Award.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's a beast. You should look him up. He still does work with Ohio State. You should ask Coach Day about him. Dude is phenomenal.
Sure. Yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, bro. Hey, Coach Day better mentioned Orlando to you on the phone tonight, dude. He better say something about him. All right. Now, I told you, we're an Ohio State football channel, but we care about, making sure kids do the right thing, make the right decision. So obviously, we would love for you to come to the Buckeyes, but we know that, dude, that's your a decision you got to make what's best for you. We want you to go the best place that's for you. But growing up, who was your favorite college football team?
Clemson. Clemson was always my favorite.
Really?
I honestly, I have no clue why. I've liked them ever since I was like a young kid. I've always loved them. Watching like Trevor Lawrence and them.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were great. I love watching them. That was my team growing up. But then once this became a reality, I stopped having a favorite team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So since Penn State was the first team to offer you, was that the first visit you went on as well? Is that the first school you went? No, it's not.
No. So after they offered me, I was so young at the time they couldn't really talk to me or anything. So they offered for my coach. Like they weren't allowed to talk to me. My first visit I actually went on was to South Carolina. Yeah. So I went down there for a wedding actually, and the coach hit me up. You'll come on a visit, and I was like, yeah, for sure, without a doubt, I'd love to. And then my first visit, they didn't offer me, but it is what it is. It was a great visit, great experience and stuff. I loved going down there, see some SEC stuff. It was great.
Yeah. Melo, you still with us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got any questions for Maxwell?
Absolutely. So how many times were you able to come to Columbus?
Oh, that was my first time ever. My first time ever was in the Nebraska game. That was my first time ever being in the state.
And what did you think about the atmosphere and the city itself?
The atmosphere in the city itself was insane. Everybody talked so high on it, and it blew through the expectations. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved to hear it. What did you think about what you saw in terms of the team and the play?
A lot of people say to me oh, it's a shame that you went to that game, that you went to this game. It doesn't matter. A win's a win, and so it's football. That's football. A win's a win.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Now, we keep hearing under Coach Day, and I believe this to be true, but we keep hearing that there's just this different kind of culture at Ohio State. Yeah. Did you get to spend a lot of time with the players there? And if you did, can you feel like, I know you've been on some other visits, is there a difference there compared to other locker rooms? Or do you feel like right now it's maybe kind of like all the other ones?
Right now it's pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot wise, but definitely like the players, my favorite player in the NFL right now is actually from Ohio State, Big Wanda, DeWan Jones.
Yep.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Favorite player ever. And
yeah.
right. What my favorite player was Aaron Donald, but then once he retired, and then Big Wanda came in the league as my favorite. So yeah.
You got an opportunity to speak with him yet?
Nah, unfortunately not, but hopefully soon.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be coming, man. It's gonna be coming. So what are you looking for, right, as you go through this recruiting process? You always see like recruits get interviewed, right? And then you see the answer, like, what are you looking for? They say, most recruits will say relationship, right?
Yeah.
If that's your answer, like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just trying to be a best friend with a coach, or comfortable, or what is it?
It's a little bit of both. Like, relationship wise, that's definitely, I love looking for that. I love the relationship. Relationship wise, the coach checking up on you, calling you, seeing how you are, always staying in touch with you, just showing interest. And like, the more you build a relationship, like you said, the more comfortable you get. And the more comfortable you get, the better it is. So you got to build a relationship to get comfortable. Once you're comfortable, you're good. So
Yeah.
definitely relationship.
So when you went on your visit, or when you talk to Coach Fry or anything, do they break down your film with you, or film or show film of their team and how they see you fitting on the team, and where do they see you playing when you get to Columbus?
They have not mentioned anywhere where I would play when I get there, but we went over some film on their team, like some practice film and game film and stuff, just showing technique and stuff, like college level technique, Ohio State technique. And it was great. I loved it. It was a teaching point from Coach Fry, which was great.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, I got one more question before we get Shaun on here to ask you a few questions. It's kind of a two-parter again. Number one, who have you been in contact with the most at Ohio State? And number two, what are your thoughts on Coach Fry? Because I'm sure that he has, been in contact with you. Said you met him at the game. So what's your thoughts there?
Yeah, so I met him at the game, and then the next day after, I went on another unofficial visit there. We toured the facility and some meetings with Coach Day and Coach Fry. Yeah, it was great. And then, so the person I talked to at Ohio State the most, like who I stay in touch with, is Coach Seleni and Coach Fry, without a doubt.
Nice.
And then probably, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's pretty good, man. That's awesome to hear. I love, watching young men as yourself get this opportunity to take the next step in life. And I'm going to get Shaun on here. As I'm getting him on here, I'm going to ask you the question I asked you before, right? We started recording, because I loved your answer when you said it. Did you ever expect that you would be here at this point in life, like being this highly recruited and whatnot?
Never expected this. I've always been like the biggest, one of the best on my team going up through Little League. But then, like, I never expected to be like this highly ranked, this many college interests and offers coming in like this. No, I've never expected this. But I've had dreams and stuff of being a great football player at this level, but I never expected it. No.
Yeah, but hard work pays off, brother. Hard works and genetics. You combine that and a good support system, you go as far as you want, brother.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, Shaun, what's up, man? Welcome in. Just to give everybody a little background, Shaun is part of the Buckeye Boys, right? He's on Twitter and everywhere else. He always reaches out to people, seeing if they want to come on their show. So he was the first one to reach out to Maxwell and ask him if he wanted to come on our show. Max said, yeah. And here we are. Thanks to Shaun. Thanks to Max. So, Shaun, how you doing today, man?
Great, guys. How are you guys doing today?
We're good.
Doing well, man. I know you got a couple questions for Max, so hit it up, man.
All right, Max. I used to play tackle in high school many, many moons ago. But one thing I love about your film is your footwork. Did you play a lot of basketball or soccer growing up? Because your footwork is really great for a big man.
Yeah. So when I grew up, my first sport was basketball. Like I was saying to Dev a little bit ago, I've always played basketball my whole life. In the off season, like I'll be playing basketball. Basketball will start up in like 2 weeks for me. Yeah, definitely. Basketball definitely helped with that. And like I also said to Dev earlier, I grew up playing running back during Little League, and that's definitely also helped footwork.
Now, do they have you pull much? Do you pull much on?
Yeah, I pull a good amount in high school ball right now. So our team, we pool our guards a lot, not as much tackles. So next year I'm getting talked to about moving the guard a little bit so I can get out in open space and pool more, create some lanes for people to run the ball.
Nice. Did you have you played guard before, or just been sticking to tackle?
Been sticking to tackle, but my offensive line coach is best in Southeastern PA. So without a doubt, he can make the change like this. Like he'll teach me the technique, what I need to know, stuff.
Now, do you prefer one side of the line to the other? Do you prefer to be the right tackle? Because usually in most offenses, the right tackle is the more of a power tackle, we call it, like the mauler. And the left tackle is kind of what they call the dancing bear, who protects the blind side of the quarterback. Do you have a preference where you play?
I don't like. I can play both, but I prefer definitely playing the right side because I'm right hand, right leg dominant person. It's definitely easier to play the right side, but I have no problems playing both. I can play both wherever you put me at.
Nice.
Have you
Go ahead, Shaun.
Go ahead. I was just wondering if any of the colleges talked to you about playing left tackle at all. Have they mentioned right or left? I know that you're being recruited as a right tackle. Anybody talk to you about left?
They have not, and I've noticed this. Schools, they don't really talk to you as much about what position you'll play ending up in college. Like once you get there, it's more of like, what can we do with this kid now? So they haven't mentioned where I will end up being. It'll play out in college where I'll end up.
Yeah. Sometimes I got to remind myself talking to you because I got to give you a shout out, Max. You're very mature for your age. You know, you seem like a very smart young man, and so you're class of 2027, bro. You're a freaking sophomore in high school, aren't you?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man, for sure. We don't want to keep you on here forever. So what I'm going to do is we will go around. I got to ask one generic question, then we'll go around and ask one final question before we let you off here. But first, the generic question. What teams right now in college football? I know there's a long way to go. There's going to be changes and all that stuff. But if you had to name some teams right now that are recruiting you the hardest, what teams would those be?
Definitely Penn State, Maryland, and probably Ohio State. Yeah, those three are probably the three that are recruiting me the most right now.
Gotcha. All righty, Melo, you got any final couple questions for Max before we wrap this thing up here?
I really don't have any questions. I just want to tell you that you're an impressive young man, and kudos to your parents because they're doing a great job with you. It's pretty obvious, and kudos to yourself for being well-grounded and humble. I just wanted to throw this out. If you're looking around and it's coming down to the little wire or whatever, just remember Columbus is the fastest growing city in America. A lot of money to be made.
I appreciate you so much for saying that. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shaun?
I tell you, I really love your film, and I love the way that you just maul people. And I love that you play to the whistle. A lot of people don't do that anymore. I love your attitude. I talked to Kirk Barton, who was an All-American at Ohio State that we all know, and he said you are a beast and that continue to get stronger and that you can play at the next level, that he has no doubt that you can play at college. So just keep working hard, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, my guy. Appreciate it.
Amen.
Thanks, Max, for joining us.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks,
Max,
buddy.
Before we let you off here, what's one thing you're really going to be focusing on over the next year to become a better football player?
Definitely, again, working with my coach and seeing how I can – my coach has told me I progressed so much that I can see how I can also help other kids get to the level I am right now in high school and definitely, help coach my teammates to be able to, like you said, finish people on the ground, do your assignment, and just be a good teammate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
Dude, that's pretty awesome to hear from a sophomore in high school, dude. When I was a sophomore in high school, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't thinking about helping too many people in my life. So that's awesome to hear.
What that shows is that they already consider him a leader, and it's very rare to be an underclassman and be considered and looked upon as the leader of your team. So that's awesome. Much respect. Do you have any final words or message to Buckeye Nation out there?
Go Buckeyes.
Amen, bro. Well, hey,
thanks,
dude,
Max.
you got yourself 3 more fans here for sure. We're going to be following your career very, very closely. So I'll hit you up. I'm sure we will too. Message back and forth a little bit, see how you're doing. But we appreciate you a lot, and we'll be praying for you and wishing you the best throughout your journey of picking what college you want to go to. On that note, this is how we end here, Max. So not trying to offend you here, but go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.
I got you.
Yeah, Max.
Yeah.